Welcome to your advanced English listening practice at C1, C2 level. If you are preparing for IELTS or TOEFL, or you simply want to immerse yourself in natural, fluent English, then you are in the right place. My name is Neil, and I'm glad you're here again. Take a moment to settle in. Let your mind slow down. This is not just about learning English. It's about learning how to listen, how to notice and how to understand meaning beyond words. As you listen today to this English podcast for learning English, pay attention to the flow of ideas, the choice of vocabulary, the deeper message behind the story. At the end, we will also explore some useful vocabulary together. Relax, put on your headphones, and let's begin your C1, C2 Advanced English Listening Practice. Are you ready? Let's go. This story is called The Echo in the Valley, a lesson in what you send out. There was once a young man named Rayan who believed the world was unfair. No matter how hard he worked, something always seemed to go wrong. Opportunities slipped away. People disappointed him. Even small efforts felt unrewarded. Over time, his frustration grew into bitterness. He began to speak sharply, to complain often, to expect the worst from situations and from people. It's just how the world is, he would say. You give your best and you get nothing back. One day, after yet another disappointment, he left his home and wandered aimlessly until he reached a vast valley surrounded by mountains. The place was quiet, still, almost too still. Overwhelmed, he shouted into the open space, "Why is everything so difficult?" A moment later, a voice returned. So difficult? So difficult, Rayan froze. He looked around, confused. Then more loudly he shouted, "I hate this!" And again the valley responded. "Hate this! Hate this!" Now angered, he yelled, "Who are you?" The answer came back, Are you? Are you? Rayan stepped back, his heart racing. Was someone mocking him? Just then, an old man who had been sitting quietly on a rock nearby stood up and approached him. "You seem troubled," the old man said gently. "There's someone here," Rayan replied. "They're repeating everything I say." The old man smiled. "That is no person," he said. "That is the valley." Rayan frowned. "What do you mean?" "Watch," the old man said. He turned toward the mountains and called out, "You are kind." A moment later, the valley answered, "Are kind?" Then he called again, "You are strong." The echo returned, "Are strong." Rayan listened carefully, his confusion slowly turning into realization. "This place," the old man continued, "returns whatever you send into it." Rayan looked out across the valley, silent now. "Life is much the same," the old man said. "The energy you give, the words you speak, the attitude you carry, it often finds its way back to you." Rayan thought about his own words, his complaints, his anger, his constant expectation that things would go wrong. "For a long time, the old man added, you have been speaking frustration into your life, and life has been echoing it back." The words settled heavily in Rayan's mind. "So what should I do?" he asked quietly. The old man gestured toward the valley. "Try again." Rayan hesitated. Then slowly he took a deep breath and called out, "I will try." The valley responded, "We'll try." He spoke again, a little stronger this time. "I can change." The echo returned, "Can change." And for the first time in a long while, something shifted within him. Not the world around him, but the way he was meeting it. Days later, Rayan returned home. Nothing had magically improved. The challenges were still there, The uncertainties remained, but his words changed, and gradually so did his responses, his relationships, and his outcomes. Because he had learned something simple, yet powerful. Life often reflects back what you send into it. So listeners, take a moment, and now let me ask you, what are you sending out into your world right now? Your words, your thoughts, your expectations. If life is echoing them back to you, what would you choose to change? Pause for a second. Think about it. You can also comment your realizations if you are comfortable. All right, amazing. Now let's look at some useful vocabulary from today's story. First word, bitterness, meaning a feeling of deep anger or resentment. Example, over time his disappointment turned into bitterness. Next word, overwhelmed, meaning feeling unable to cope due to too much pressure. Example, she felt overwhelmed by constant stress. Word number 3, echo, meaning a sound that is repeated after it reflects off a surface. Example, his voice echoed through the valley. Next word, mocking, meaning making fun of someone in a hurtful way. Example, he thought someone was mocking him. Word number 6, gesture, meaning a movement that communicates meaning. Example, the teacher gestured for him to continue. And last word for today, reflection, meaning something that shows or represents something else. Example, your actions are a reflection of your mindset. All right, listeners. Now choose one or two of these words and try to use them in your own sentences. That's where real learning begins. Comment your answers below. I would love to read your sentences. Keep listening, keep practicing, and most importantly, be mindful of what you send into the world. This is Neil, and I'll see you in the next episode.